Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Commercial Truck Training. We're back with another video edition of the Truck Stop. We'll get this out in our newsletter as well. Today, we're going to be spending time on something that we do pretty quietly, but pretty successfully over the years, and it's kind of relaunched itself in the last year or so, and that is our newsletter business. You can see Ken smiling there. When you think of our newsletters, what makes you smile about that?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, it never fails to get responses. I mean, people, gosh, I really enjoyed the article because the articles we write are about how to grow your business or how to build relationships. So they're pretty spot on of being able to help. And it's from real world experience that you and I have been out and been there, done that over the years. So that's been the really selling point is it's real world. I mean, it helps you grow your sales.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of the motivational side of that too. We'll get into that a little bit.
Absolutely.
Now, we do have an update about this. One of the great things that's happened over the last few months, and this will all come together a little bit better in March. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Is we now have help doing this as well. We've got a very special person that we'll share with you who that is in an upcoming edition of the Truck Stop, I promise. But the important thing is that we can expand beyond what my time capabilities are to be able to do the newsletter. And we've had a few people reach out about getting that either restarted or starting anew, and want to make sure that if you're interested in that, that is available to you. So for right now, go ahead and reach out to me directly, Will at commercialtrucktraining.com, or of course Ken at coachkentaylor.com, and we'll give you all the details on that. We are going to up the price slightly on that. It's now going to be $125 per person per month plus the list cost, but that's a pretty nominal fee there. So if that's something that you're interested in, let us know and we'll go ahead and figure that out. We did have it really going pretty well prior to COVID, and then COVID kind of changed some things, and of course we've had an interesting ride since then. So but it's been great to be able to look at revamping this, and we're very excited about that. Any words to add to that before we go on, Coach?
Yeah, one great thing about the newsletter, the way we do it is the articles are great because Will and I write them, but they don't know we exist.
Yes.
That is the key point. We want you to get all the credit. That's why we send you a copy first and always tell you, be sure and read this. Because if you don't, someone's going to say, man, that was a great article. How'd you come up with that? And you're going to go, and we don't want that to happen.
Right.
So again, we're anonymous. So they don't know Will and I are doing anything. You get the full credit, and that's the way we want it, the way we've always wanted it.
We are among the best ghostwriters of commercial and fleet. We'll put it that way.
Absolutely.
But I got to tell you, though, it can be difficult. In fact, I've got tabs up working on one right now. It can be difficult writing from not only the third person perspective every time, but also a generic, relatively speaking, perspective versus just some of the stuff we come across and the motivational things that you've been able to put in your book and the ones that I'm putting in mine. It's a different writing style, and sometimes it can be quite a challenge, but one that we love taking on. I love with a blank sheet on the Word document and being able to execute a good newsletter. So I do want to share one story, quick story of the value of this newsletter. I might have the details somewhat off a little bit, but when I start talking, I know this person where she's located. She's going to have a smile on her face. We had somebody reach out to us. This was probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Ken had written a great article about the Tuskegee Airmen, which was, of course, the all African American unit and flying unit in World War II, and just wrote a really generic story about the motivation that came from their experiences and their accomplishments. And we got maybe 2 days later an email from the person that we wrote this for in Virginia. And she said that she'd been trying to get connected with this particular business for like 5 years and just kept trying. And somehow this reader got on her list, and he responded to that email saying that his uncle was one of the original Tuskegee Airmen, and that the motivational moment touched his heart in a way that nothing in an email ever had before. and that she had his business from then on. What a great story. That was one of our
Yeah,
favorites that we got
that
from the
was.
power of that newsletter. And you never really know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, but we get contacted all the time of this made the difference in this sale, and thank you guys.
Absolutely.
And so we're looking to expand upon that program. Any parting words on the newsletter before we get on to the other stuff?
No, a couple of great things about it. It just makes you look, it makes you stand out so much from your competition. And we're very careful. I mean, we don't want two people in newsletters from the same city or area. We try to really separate that out. So I think now is the time to do it. And if you do it quickly, you won't get blocked out. So if you wait, hey, you're going to miss out, because we're going to have to say, guys, I'm so sorry. Someone from your city just contacted us and we're going to be doing theirs. So we do not like them to get the same thing from two different people.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we're not going to reveal this right now, but if you contact us, we might be able to give you some details. We are going to be giving the newsletter away as part of a package that we'll be announcing in a future truck stop. Can't get into those details yet, but very soon we will be. So if you're interested in that being part of a package, let us know, and we can fill you in that way. Now, that being said, a lot of this stuff will become a lot clearer when the NTEA Work Truck Show takes place, which of course is the first full week in March. And the guy at least on the screen to my left, is going to be speaking once again at NTEA. Got a session on Thursday morning, I believe, 9:30 to 1:30, I think is what it is,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So if you are going to Indy, and you're going to be there on Thursday in particular, we're going to be there at least for 2 full days. But if you are going to Indy and you can stick around for that Thursday session, please feel free to attend. Ken will be there. I'll be there. I am very, very much looking forward to it, because the last time I got to go was right as COVID was hitting, which was a really weird event. But you've been speaking there for a couple of years, so quickly on that one.
Yes. Yeah. They're very kind to invite me again. And they wanted me to do the program I did last time.
Yeah.
Which is going to be very impactful. I've even improved it since then. So you've got an opportunity. I guarantee if you come and you listen to this program, it's going to excite you, and it's guaranteed if you apply what I'm going to talk about, your sales will improve.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yes, absolutely. Been talking to a lot of people over the last few days about fundamentals in particular, and how important they are now, because things are getting back to a relative normal where you actually have to go out, prospect, sell, and some of the things we talked about in our last video. So speaking of the last video, the last thing we'll get to, we do have a few seats still available for next week. By the time you're viewing this, it'll be a week away. Our Ultimate Boot Camp, the first of the year in Atlanta at Commercial Truck and Van Equipment in Norcross, Georgia. That'll be Thursday and Friday, the 18th and 19th. If that's something you're interested in, you can check out the link that I'll put at the bottom here, commercialtrucktraining.com/UBC and then -ATL. Or if you're interested in one of the others throughout the country, we're close to getting our next 2 for April and May announced. But for now, we've got the one in Atlanta, the one in Dallas that's selling very well, February 22nd and 23rd, and then the one in Los Angeles that's generating a lot of interest in March, I believe the 21st and 22nd. All 3 of those are Thursday, Friday scenarios. So hopefully that's a little bit easier for travel for everybody. So any parting words for everybody before we get on to the next session next week?
A couple. One, talking about the boot camps, one of the things we give you is a flash drive.
Mm-hmm.
And that flash drive is loaded with articles, with things that you can use. We give you full permission to reprint our articles if you want to send them out to your customers. And that's one thing we're going to be giving away at the boot camps. It's got about at least 120, 130 items on the flash drive.
I think it's right around 150. Yeah. And the good news is we're actually going to be revamping that too. So you're going to get the old version and the new version when that's ready to go. So you'll have, and obviously some of that stuff will overlap, but you'll have both versions of that. Everybody, we're looking forward to seeing you in Atlanta or Dallas or maybe NTEA and some of these other events. But if you're interested in the revamped newsletter program, now that we've got some expansion to that, let us know. We'd really be able to help you.
Yeah, and if any of you, we love coming into dealerships, and we've got a couple lined up where we're going to be going into dealerships for 2 to 3 days, and working with you and getting you vamped up, and even making sales calls.
Yep.
Wow, that's novel. So, if you're interested in our on-site program, give Will or myself a call or email. We'll be glad to tell you about it.
Yeah, absolutely. More to come next week, and it gets more and more exciting as we go. So thank you, everybody, for watching, and we hope to see you
Take
soon.
care.